Have you ever wondered what Jesus actually said about the end times? Not what movies, conspiracy theories, or preachers claim, but his own words. In this video, we're going to look directly at what Jesus said about the end of the world. Straight from the Bible. No hype, no date setting, just truth. It all starts in Matthew 24. Jesus and his disciples are leaving the temple in Jerusalem when he says something shocking. Do you see all these buildings? Truly I tell you, not one stone here will be left on another. Every one will be thrown down. Later, on the Mount of Olives, the disciples ask him privately, "Tell us, when will this happen? And what will be the sign of your coming and of the end of the age?" That question sets the stage for one of the most famous teachings Jesus ever gave, the Olivet Discourse. Jesus begins by warning them, "Watch out that no one deceives you. For many will come in my name, saying, 'I am the Messiah,' and will deceive many." Before talking about wars or disasters, Jesus starts with deception. False teachers, fake messiahs, and spiritual confusion, these, he says, will mark the beginning of the end. Then he continues, "You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see to it that you are not alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end is still to come. Nation will rise against nation. There will be famines and earthquakes, but Jesus calls these the beginning of birth pains. In other words, the world will shake, but that's just the start." He then warns that believers will face persecution and hatred, and that many will turn away from the faith. Love will grow cold, and lawlessness will increase. Yet in the midst of this chaos, Jesus makes a powerful promise. The one who stands firm to the end will be saved. And he adds, "This gospel of the kingdom will be preached in the whole world, as a testimony to all nations, and then the end will come." According to Jesus, global evangelism, not politics or pandemics, is the real sign of the approaching end. Next, he refers to something called the abomination of desolation, spoken of by the prophet Daniel, a moment when something blasphemous will stand in the holy place. For his Jewish listeners, this pointed to both the destruction of the temple in AD 70 and a future event that will echo it before his return. Then Jesus describes a time of great tribulation unlike anything the world has ever seen. And yet, he also says, if those days had not been cut short, no one would survive, but for the sake of the elect, those days will be shortened. He warns again about false messiahs and false prophets performing great signs to deceive, even if possible, the elect. "See," he says, "I have told you ahead of time." And then Jesus paints the ultimate picture. Immediately after the distress of those days, the sun will be darkened, the moon will not give its light, the stars will fall from the sky, and the powers of the heavens will be shaken. Then the sign of the Son of Man will appear in heaven. All nations will mourn as they see the Son of Man coming on the clouds with power and great glory. He will send his angels with a loud trumpet call, gathering his elect from the four winds from one end of the heavens to the other. Jesus uses the image of a fig tree when its branches grow tender and leaves appear. You know summer is near. Likewise, when you see these things, you know that his coming is near, right at the door. But then he adds a key reminder. No one knows the day or hour, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. That line alone should silence anyone who claims to know exactly when Jesus will return. He compares the end to the days of Noah, people eating, drinking, marrying, living life as usual until the flood came and took them all away. That is how it will be at the coming of the Son of Man. He says, 2 will be in the field. 1 will be taken and the other left. Therefore Jesus says, keep watch, because you do not know on what day your Lord will come. His point is clear. The end isn't meant to make us afraid, it's meant to make us alert. He tells parables to drive this home: the faithful servant waiting for his master, the 10 virgins keeping their lamps ready, and the talents given to servants to invest until the master returns. The message is the same. Stay faithful, stay ready, stay awake. For those who believe Jesus' return is not a threat, it's a promise. In John 14, he says, "I go to prepare a place for you, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me." The Bible doesn't paint the end times as chaos for chaos's sake. It's the completion of God's plan, the final act of redemption. Revelation describes a new heaven and a new earth where there will be no more death, mourning, crying, or pain. So, what did Jesus really say about the end times? He said deception will grow, the world will shake, faith will be tested, but he also said, lift up your heads, because your redemption is drawing near. The focus isn't on predicting the date, but on living ready today, because one day, whether sooner or later, the sky will open, and the Son of Man will return in glory. Until then, our call is simple. Trust him, follow him, and keep the light of faith burning. Thanks for watching. If this helped you understand Jesus' words more clearly, give this video a like, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe for more Bible-based insights. Remember, Jesus' message about the end isn't fear, it's faith. Stay ready, stay faithful, and stay hopeful.